And item number 3, Senate Bill 788. Is there a motion? Motion has been made and seconded. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. And is there discussion? Representative Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, first of all, I want to thank the subcommittee members, all the members that attended all of the presentations. I want to thank the chairs of the committee, especially Representative Floren, who was my mentor during this process, because I've been given the charge of filling some very large shoes, and that's the shoes of Representative Bogus. So I want to thank you all for your probing questions, especially one member in particular. He knows who I'm talking about. Thank you for your probing questions, because it allowed us to make the decisions that we made. So again, thank you. So what we've done is we've taken the governor's recommendations and we've come up with a bipartisan product. We tried to stay below the cap of 90%. The governor's proposals, using his numbers, his revenue numbers, were over 89%. And it's been traditionally the committee's charge to keep the bond, the percentage, under 88, at least 88%. So what you have in front of you today, the members have in front of them today, is recommendations that we've made, and they're at 89.25% for the first year in year 18, and 88.89%. There were some changes to this package this morning. When we came in, it was our objective. We were initially at 88.35 and 88.09 respectively of the 2 years, the biennium. So we have to go back to the drawing board because we're using the committee's numbers that were in the bill that we just put on the consent item. So we have to go back to the drawing board to consider additional cuts. But for now, we're asking that the committee, the full committee, accept our recommendations that we're putting forth today. Also, I would like to just mention a couple of things changes that we've made. The military department, there was over $3 million cut from them, and the monies were based on a federal match. So what the committee decided to do was to replace that money. I thought it was important to note that. Also, there is a $30 million that we had to add to LoCIP. And the reason that we added the $30 million to LoCIP, it was not in the governor's proposal, is because it was a request from OPM. There was $60 million that was under the special tax obligation bonds, and so what we did is we split them. $30 million went to the tax obligation bonds, and then the other $30 million per year went to the GO bonds. And I wanted to add, it came from the town aid roads program. So we did make that change. We tried to, in this package, we tried to keep the municipal towns and the cities, we tried to keep them whole, so there weren't any cuts, and that was our objective. And I also wanted to say that what we wanted to, as well as trying to keep the percentage at 88%, we also looked at the unallocated amounts that weren't allocated, the amounts that weren't allocated. We looked at those and we tried to keep the agencies whole by making sure that they had enough in that account to make sure that they could operate for 2 years. So that's one of the things that we looked at. And if my members of the other chairs have any additional comments, please chime in.
Representative Floren.
Thank you. And you can see that our chair was a quick and very good study, and you're a joy to work with. You really are. I concur with everything she said. It was wonderful to have our subcommittee that attended all of the hearings. We listened to every single agency, and we heeded what they needed to say. And in addition, we really worked very, very hard to keep the nonprofit pool, steep grants, Urban Act, and the other municipal grants that are competitive grants whole. So I urge support, and I really enjoy this committee. Thank you.